Today we've got a whole bunch of new promo photos to take a look at for the latest episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds Terrarium, episode 9. Let's check them out. Hey everyone, I'm Nick and welcome back to Sci-Finatics. Excuse my croaky voice and my absence on camera this week. I've actually come down with COVID, so not feeling the best, but I'm going to persevere anyway to try to get these promo photos for our next episode of Strange New Worlds, which is episode 9, Terrarium, done for you today, so you can have a look at some images for what's coming up in this week's episode. Okay, so for starters, we've got a synopsis of the episode Terrarium to read through and see what that is all about to reveal the plot for this week's episode, and that reads as follows. When Ortegas crash lands on a deadly toxic moon where the chances of survival are slim to none, she finds herself stranded and forced to challenge her most closely held beliefs in order to survive. In our first photo here, we see Uhura, Ortegas and Spock in the science lab, obviously having a bit of a briefing here prior to Ortegas leaving to go on her shuttle mission. And here's a reverse angle, most likely of the same scene, with Pike weighing in on the discussions of the mission, no doubt, as well. Here's a shot of Pike in the science lab, looking quite stern. And in the background, we see what appears to be some sort of vortex or wormhole here in the display, which coincides with this image, which we got out of one of the previous trailers, which shows a kind of a wormhole or vortex kind of thing opening up and a shuttle flying into it, which then also tracks with this shot here with Uhura and Latta in the ready room with a similar vortex here, and the word shuttle Archimedes, which is obviously the shuttle that Ortegas is in this episode. Obviously something doesn't go quite to plan with Ortegas' mission because she ends up being marooned on this planet, looking a bit grumpy here at her predicament, and some sort of glowing rock or glowing device there on the left of frame. It also appears that she maybe isn't alone on this place where she's been marooned, because it looks like she's definitely communicating with somebody here in this shot. From the looks of it, it looks like pieces on like a board game or something. So it appears that she's playing some kind of board game with like pieces on a board with whoever the other person is marooned on this planet with her. We just can't see who. Perhaps this episode is kind of like the Star Trek version of Enemy Mine with Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr., a 1985 movie which saw a human pilot and an alien pilot on opposite sides of a war, both marooned on a planet after they both crash land, and they have to work together to survive and go from being adversaries to friends. Here's Ortegas with a very organic looking device here on this table. Looks like a little radar dish or something she's got going on here with, looks like a sort of a spinal column, very organic thing that she's got set up there, but it looks very alien and something kind of resembling a radar dish. I wonder if this piece of technology belongs to whoever the other person is that she's marooned on this planet with. And if we look at the appearance of this technology, it kind of being organic and sort of yellow displays and everything coming off it, it kind of looks a little bit like Gorn technology that we saw earlier in the season. So that would certainly make sense if we're going with the whole enemy mine theory in terms of her being marooned with her enemy, and based on the previous trauma that Erica has gone through with her encounter with the Gorn at the start of the season, it would actually make sense that this was an enemy mine homage episode. Here's Uhura back on the Enterprise, looking obviously very worried here for her friend Erica that's been marooned on the planet. And here's a shot of Pike on the bridge. Obviously, the Enterprise crew are working hard to do whatever they can to bring Erica home. Here's a wide shot of the bridge, probably the same scene. We've obviously got number one taking Erica's station at helm, which she's sat in before, obviously, during the first 5-year mission of the Enterprise. And here's a shot of Una in the ready room, I think it is. Again, looking a little bit concerned about whatever the predicament is that Ortegas is in. Here we've got a shot of Latta and a security detail. It looks like they're on some sort of moon or something, because we've got literally asteroids and everything floating in space kind of behind her and the rest of the crew. So it seems like they're on a moon, but yet they're not wearing any breathing gear. So it appears this moon, surrounded in an asteroid field, has an atmosphere. Based on the rocks and gravel and so forth we see here in the background, I would predict that this is Latta and the security detail coming to rescue Ortegas from whatever planet she happens to be marooned on. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed those promo photos for this week's episode of Strange New Worlds. Again, sorry for my croaky voice and everything. I'm day 2 or 3 into COVID at the moment, so hopefully I'll be feeling a little bit better to do my review for you guys on Thursday when the episode drops. As always, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and check out my merch in the merch store. Plenty of cool t-shirts and everything there to check out. I'll be back on Thursday with my review for episode 9 Terrarium. I'll catch you guys then.